Hey everybody, here's a linked list. Each node points to the next one, and the last node points to nothing. This list can be traversed by starting at the head and following the arrows until you reach none. Let's add one more node to the end of the list, and now instead of pointing to none, let's make this last node point back into the list. This will create a cycle, which means that if we start at the head and follow the arrows, we'll never reach the end. We can also rearrange these nodes so the loop is easier to see. Now it should be clear, some nodes lead into the cycle and the rest of them form the loop itself. This is where Floyd's cycle detection algorithm comes in. Let's run two pointers over this list, a slow one taking one step at a time and a fast one taking two. Since one is faster than the other, and they are both trapped in the circle, so to say, at some point they will meet. And now here's the part that isn't intuitive, but pretty exciting, and we will prove this later. Send the slow pointer back to the head and move both pointers one step at a time from here. They will meet again, and this time right at the entry point of the cycle. And this is no coincidence. We can also try this on a bigger list to make sure. And we can also prove that this is guaranteed to happen. Here's a different, bigger list. And let's run the exact same two pointers on it and see if the same thing happens. The slow pointer moves one step at a time. The fast pointer, two steps. And you can see the same thing happens. They meet. So this list has a cycle too. Let's find the entry point the same way. Reset the slow pointer to the head and leave the fast pointer at the meeting point. Now move both pointers forward one step at a time. And once again, they meet exactly at the entry point of the cycle. So we have the same result on a different list. But why does this actually work? Let's break down the math behind it. And therefore, let's replay the first race from the head until the two pointers meet again. We call the distance from the head to the entry point of the cycle A. We call the distance from the entry point to the meeting point B. And we call the remaining distance back around the cycle to the entry point C. The length of the whole cycle, L, is just B plus C. And since the fast pointer always moves twice as fast as the slow one, by the time they meet, the fast pointer has covered exactly twice the distance. The slow pointer's total distance is ds and is equal to a plus b plus a certain number of loops around the cycle, and we call this number n1. The fast pointer's distance, df, is that same a plus b plus a different number of trips around the cycle. This number we call n2. Let's move the diagram out of the way and work through the math. Substituting ds and df into the equation gives us this equation here. We can then distribute the 2 on the left side. Then we can simplify a bit and solve for a plus b, which gives us a plus b equals n2 minus 2n1 times L. And we know that n2 is an integer and n1 is an integer. And therefore we can just give this thing another name, in this case m. Then we solve for a. And we insert L minus c for b. Again, moving things around a bit and calling the m minus 1, which is also just an integer, k from now on. This gives us a equals kl plus c, and therefore a is equal to some multiple of the cycle length plus c. And therefore we proved that the pointers in the second step of the algorithm always meet at the entry point of the cycle.